I mean, ultimately, it's predatory. I mean, there's just no way to kind of, because you're manipulating someone who is not aware of what they're giving you, and it's unfair.
Okay, stop right there. Let me back that up because that was a really good point. Let's push this back because it pretty much reinforces everything I've been saying up to this stage.
To kind of, because you're manipulating someone who is not aware of what they're giving you.
Okay, not aware. Did you catch this? Now, you're manipulating someone, a man, the older man is manipulating someone who is not aware of what they're giving you. What have I said about the hoe face? 18 to 28 years old. That's the prime window where women are at their peak sexual agency. The only real agency women have in this life is their sexuality. Some can leverage that, like Mia Khalifa. Some of them can't because they're overweight or they have some sort of addiction or they have, whatever. So by context, by that woman, some can leverage that and some cannot. And that by the time those women get to 29, 30, 31 years old, it defines who they are. That 18 to 28-year-old window. That is the time that women have to find either a way to provide their own long-term security, or they've got to lock down a guy, have a family, have babies. And we get into the conversation that I got into with Jedediah, which is, we've demonized motherhood and being a mom's not a failure unless, of course, you happen to be 39 years old, have a baby at 40, and can be married at 38 or 39. Right? And you lucked out. Whew, stuck the landing. That's what Dalrock used to call it. Women want to stick the landing. They want to dance and have fun all throughout the hoe phase, and then right at the last minute, stick the landing. And that's where that's really what she's kind of bemoaning here. But also, look what she said. It's unfair because they don't know, meaning the young ladies don't know what they're giving. What are they giving? They're giving away sexual capital. They're giving away that agency. So when I was talking about, it was last week or the week before, when I was explaining Rich Cooper's quote about women don't care about men's struggles. They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners, right? Well, the thing is that during 18 to 28, that's when women have that sexual capital. Myron talks about this as if it's like women win the lottery and they have an X amount of money and they have to use that money sparingly, or they invest it, or however they want to, but they've got to take that $1 million that they got, and they've got to find some way to either parlay it into more money or parlay it into a better life, or they, like most women, they simply blow it and spend it. Like Mia Khalifa had $1 million, 29, she's broke, or she's looking like she's going to be broke pretty soon. And even if it's not like the physical thing, the physical side of things, she's already defined, she already said this, it's up here. The wall doesn't start. By the way, let me explain something to you about the wall, because I hardly ever talk about the wall these days. I've written extensively about it. The wall for women does not start at any particular age. Okay. It doesn't start at 40. It doesn't start at 30. It doesn't start, she's been run through by 25. She's hit the wall. Oh my God. No, that's not what the red pill says. Okay. At least by my definition, it certainly doesn't. The red pill starts here. Or excuse me, the wall starts here for women. It starts with the acknowledgement that they will not be able to compete at the same level as they did at 33, as they did when they were 23 in the sexual marketplace. That is the wall. And it has nothing to do with whether or not that woman is, physically fit at 34, 36, is ready to compete in swimsuit pageants or be a porn star or whatever at 40 years old. Has nothing to do with physique. It has everything to do with the mentality and understanding that they cannot compete with women who are that much younger than they are. That's where it comes from. So yes, can you hit the wall earlier at 25 when you refuse to work out and to refuse to, when you're, when you want to believe that, every body, beautiful at every size, beautiful at every age. That's just simply by the way, the idea of body fat acceptance, the idea that men should find you beautiful at any size, at any age, that it's all social constructionism, all of that are those social conventions that I was talking about before to make women feel better, to make them believe that their sexual market value is evergreen. that it's never gonna expire. She's never gonna hit an expiration date. But yet up here, she knows I can't compete with a bitch who's 23 years old and she looks like, what's her name? Trying to think of the girl's name. Is it Caitlin Runk? I can't remember her name. Mike Sartain knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, so what she's complaining about, she knows, she kind of like gets the germ of the idea here, is that she knows, Emily knows this probably better than even maybe Mia, but like when Mia started out this conversation, she's like, I would never talk to women who are 21 years old and tell them to do what I did and I wouldn't call them sluts, blah, 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 right? Well, that right there is an acknowledgement that she can't compete with women who are 23 years old. And now Emily confirms this by saying they're giving away something and they don't know what they're giving. And that goes back to the existential fear for women, which is losing sexual selectivity, especially when that young woman is at her prime sexual market value years. So if you have a 23, 24-year-old woman and she's getting with a guy who's like 44, let's make it a 20-year difference here. That seems predatory to a woman who's 31 years old, now primarily because she wants to get with the guy who's older, and she has this misbegotten belief that those guys should in some way find her more attractive because she's more mature, and she's got her shit together, she's got a baby, and it's like, it doesn't matter because I know things that these bitches don't know. But these guys are more infantile, and they have fragile egos because they want to get with the girl who's 23, 24 years old. No, that's just biological evolutionary realities. Men want to get with younger, hotter, tighter. Youth and fertility will always be indicators of beauty, sexual arousal, you name it. Okay. Again, the research is there. The statistics are there. You don't have to, I don't even have to, like, why would I even need statistics? I got them, but like, why would you even need that? It's been that way since we were on the savannas in sub-Saharan Africa in hunter-gatherer tribes. So when she's frustrated and she's talking about how men should feel like they're predatory, it's a shaming tactic for sure, but it's also something that sort of like soothes the ego, knowing that every passing year they get further and further and further away from their sexual market value peak years. And so men tend to be more, looking for the 24-year-old girl, right? That at their peak, that's when women have their most sexual capital. That's when they have their most agency. So it's not even it's a combination, I think, of trying to shame guys into getting with women like them, the leftover yellowed pearls, but also it's sort of this acknowledgement that what they had when they were 23 was valuable, and they don't want to see anyone in the sisterhood give that away for free, and least of all to guys who they think are manipulating those poor girls. When in fact, that those poor girls are more than happy to be living the lives that they are. A la Mia Khalifa did exactly that. But now we're going to get pissed off at that. Now we're going to speak a different language.